Hello, my amazing artists. All right, so we're gonna skip the motto this week because I forgot to make up a new one. Sorry. So here's what we're going to do. If you are in kindergarten, what you need is your cake that we drew last time and that we also printed on. You're gonna need a white little sheet, you don't need very much, piece of paper, and then you're going to need some paper for your background. It really doesn't matter what color it is. You can even paint it or do whatever you want with that, okay? If you are in first grade, what you're going to need is you're going to need 2 half sheets of paper. So just take a whole one, fold it in half, and then cut down the middle, okay? You're going to need washable markers. They don't have to be Crayola, they just need to be washable. A little bit of water, whether you have a spray bottle with water in it or you can just get a paper towel, get it kind of damp and use that. And then you're gonna need a piece of foil, okay? It just needs to be about as big as one of your papers, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna be making an ice cream cone with 2 scoops of ice cream, but we're gonna do it kind of in a cool way today. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna draw our cone and our scoops, and you're gonna need a permanent marker for this, or you could use a pen if you have one. Don't use a regular washable marker because what we're gonna do in a little bit won't work with this, all right? I forgot to tell you that earlier. Or a pencil won't work either. So we're gonna start with our cone. And we're gonna have half of our paper. We want it up and down. You're gonna find the bottom middle, go up just a little bit, make a dot. Go to the 2 top corners, come down and in, make 2 dots. And you're welcome to pause this at any time. Then you're gonna connect your dots with straight lines to make an upside down triangle. And that is what we're gonna do for the cone for right now, okay? Okay, and then for our ice cream scoops, what we wanna do is turn our paper sideways, fold it in half. This just gives us a nice line down the middle to help us so we don't get either scoop too big. So let's start with one side. Find the bottom 2 corners, go up just a little bit, make 2 dots where your fingers are. And then we're gonna start on this dot, but instead of going straight up, I'm gonna go out and then up and around like a balloon, kind of, okay? And I'm gonna do the same thing over here. Sorry, my black marker's running out. And then at the bottom, we're gonna do upside down U's. I'm gonna start on this dot, but instead of going straight down, I'm gonna go out a little bit first, and then I'm just gonna go across like that, kind of like you would do a cloud. Same thing on this side. Okay, now we're gonna do our printing, okay? Like I said, you needed a piece of foil, so I'm gonna put my scoops to the side with my cone, and I'm gonna get my piece of foil out. Sorry guys, should have had it ready. Okay, mine's kind of little. If you have bigger foil at home, that's fine. Any foil works. And it doesn't matter which side you use either. And then you're gonna take your washable markers and you're gonna color the foil bright and pretty, however you wanna do it. And we're gonna use this foil for our scoops. So whatever you do on the foil is gonna be on the scoops in a minute. So if you do brown foil, your scoops will be brown. If you do black foil, your scoops will be black. If you do blue foil, they'll be blue. Whatever you wanna do. You could do stripes, polka dots, anything you want to do. And you're gonna color that foil and make it nice and bright and beautiful. Do as much color as you can. Here's the thing, when you do marker on foil, it doesn't stick like it does on paper. So if you touch it, it will smear. Sometimes, depending on the foil you have at home, it might puddle a little bit and look like it's not there, but it is. Don't worry if it does that. That doesn't matter. I'm gonna do polka dots on mine because I can do those kind of quick. And then if you put the colors on top of each other, they could turn brown. So I try not to let my colors get on top of each other. I want them really close though, because I want as much color on this foil as I can get, because I want my ice cream scoops to be really bright and colorful. When I was little, that's the ice cream I always used to get, was the ones that had the bright sprinkles. They always looked so yummy. So, here we go. Okay, I'm gonna do one more color. And you're welcome to pause this, and you can take as long as you want on yours. I've done a lot of these, so I'm getting really fast at them. Okay, once you have your foil colored like you want it, what you're gonna do is you're gonna get your ice cream scoops, and you wanna get this paper a little bit damp. Okay, we don't want it soaking wet, we just want it damp. I like to use a spray bottle. I sprayed about 3 or 4 times. If you don't have a spray bottle, just get a paper towel kind of wet and just kind of rub it on top of it, okay? So what you don't want is you don't want puddles. And what you do want is you want the whole cone, each scoop to be damp, the whole thing, okay? That's what's gonna make this color print onto the scoop. Once you have it damp, you're gonna take your foil, you're gonna put the colored side down right over the scoop, so you can see my scoops are a little bit big, and then you're gonna rub it like a stamp. And as soon as you think you rubbed it enough, you've gotten all the sides, you're gonna pull it up and you can see how it prints onto those ice cream scoops. Isn't that cool? All right, now I'm gonna put those to the side. I'm gonna take my foil, and I have wipes, but if you don't have wipes, just use some paper towel and water. And I'm gonna wipe this marker off of this foil, and I'm gonna use this foil again. You can use the same piece of foil a bunch of times, and I'm gonna use it again because I don't wanna waste any. There, got it nice and clean. Now I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm gonna do it for my cone now. So what color is a cone? Yep, brown. So what I'm gonna do, because I'm gonna cut this out next week, I'm not gonna worry about making a triangle here. I'm just gonna kind of color the whole thing brown, just big enough to where I know that it'll cover that whole upside down triangle. All right, I know that's probably enough. If I put my triangle next to it, that's probably enough. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a Q-tip, but if you don't have a Q-tip, you could use an eraser. You could use a paintbrush. There's lots of things you could use, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna wipe away parts of this brown to make it look like a waffle cone. You know what, I have an eraser right here, so I think that's what I'm gonna use. You could use a Q-tip though. And I'm just gonna do that by making diagonal stripes up this marker. Remember how I told you the marker doesn't stick to foil? Well, that comes in handy when we're trying to make some texture. So we're gonna do stripes diagonal that way and this way. When you've got those done, you're going to get this cone wet like you got the last one wet. And you don't want puddles, remember, you wanna make it so it's damp, but no puddles. Then you're gonna take your foil and do the same thing. We're gonna lay it flat on that cone, and then we're just going to stamp it down. You're gonna see it print. And be really careful, you don't want it to move around while you're doing this. And then we have a waffle cone. Isn't that cool? You can see the waffle on there. And then next week we're gonna cut it all out and glue it together. Have fun, boys and girls.